They did warn me that at one moment that my vision would go black, and it did, and I was just like, oh my God, is it gonna come? Hey y'all, and welcome back to the Marjorie Touch. I wanted to start off this video with saying Happy New Year, y'all. We are in a new decade, which is lit. We hit 2020, and I have so many visions and goals for this year, as I hope you do too. So I hope you guys are excited as I am. And I also want to say that I hope you all had a safe and blessed happy holidays. So yeah, so let's get into this video. So for the new year, I've been hearing a lot of people talk about 2020 vision, which is cliche, but I like it. It's cute. Having 2020 vision for the new year. So I thought it would be kind of cool to talk about how I try to have or try to obtain 2020 vision through LASIK eye surgery, because I've been having a lot of people ask me about my procedure. So I decided to throw it in a video. So I'm going to be talking about how my procedure went, the price, risk, how my vision is now, and all that good stuff. So let's get into it. If I'm looking down, I have my notes with me. I just want to make sure I got everything across that I wanted to say. What is LASIK eye surgery? LASIK eye surgery is basically a form of refractive eye surgery that uses a laser to correct your eye vision. That's it. It's a mouthful, but yeah, it's basically surgery that's using laser to reshape the surface of your eye to change how light is refracted from the retina, and that in turn affects your vision. There's two types of laser eye surgery that you can get. There's PRK and there's LASIK. I happen to get LASIK. LASIK eye surgery is basically when they're making a flap in your cornea, they're peeling it back, and they're using a laser that way. So after the surgery, they just bring the flap right back over. They put some drops in, and that's it.
You crazy.
PRK is a little different. So PRK, instead of making a flap in your cornea and peeling it back, what they actually do is destroy the whole top layer of cornea. Then use a laser to correct it that way. So as you can imagine, PRK, the recovery time is going to be a little bit longer. Like I said, got LASIK, and my sister actually had PRK, so I was able to see firsthand how my surgery went in compared to hers. So I can compare those two while I go. Some of the adverse reactions or the risks that are associated with laser eye surgery include, I'm gonna just read it: dry eye, glare, halo, flat problems, regression, and under or overcorrectedness. For me, one of the biggest risk factors that I was worried about is, can you go blind from laser eye surgery? And there has been no cases where somebody went blind from the surgery. Some of the major ones that they are worried about is dried eyes. And I know that was a big problem before. I think that's something that they worked on in terms of enhancing how the surgery is done. So I personally didn't experience dry eye, nor did my sister. I know she probably experienced it for the first weeks, because with PRK you do have to put a hard lens in your eye for the first week, because you are rehealing that cornea layer and you're growing a new one. But in the long run, she's fine and I'm fine too. I did also see starbursts, and I will say starbursts were annoying. What starbursts are is basically when you look into a light and the light is super stretched. So I'll post a picture here, so you can see basically what I'm talking about. So that doesn't seem like much of a problem, but it becomes a problem when driving at night, because all you really see is lights. And then if you see so many lights that's stretched out, it's kind of hard to distinguish, okay, which light is coming from which way. It did get better over time. I think the first 2 months were the worst with the starburst, but it did get better. So why did I get LASIK eye surgery? Because Child, my vision was trash. I learned that I was actually legally blind.
I cannot see, I'm legally blind. That's my story, I'm sticking to it.
Which I think is wild. So personally, I've been wearing glasses since I was in 2nd grade. And it was never just to see the chalkboard. I just needed it all the time. Like the moment I didn't have my glasses, I'll be that person probably running into a wall because I didn't know the wall was there. My vision was really bad. It was negative. Let's just start there. Not even in the positives. It was negative 7.25.
Damn!
So, yeah, I couldn't go anywhere without my glasses. Couldn't drive without my glasses. Someone's talking next to me, I'll probably just nod and smile, but I didn't know who you were if I didn't have any glasses or contacts in. So why didn't I just stay with contacts? I think contacts got annoying in high school and college. It was just annoying always having to be honest, if you're out at night and you gotta take them out, and let's say you didn't plan on staying over somewhere and you didn't have contact lens containers, it's just like, damn, my eyes, I can't take out my eyes because how am I gonna put it back in? It gets annoying sometimes switching between lenses and glasses. It was just becoming all of a hassle. So I always had in the back of my mind that I wanted to get it done, and I said around the age of like 22, 23, so I was able to get it done, and I think I definitely don't regret the surgery, so I'll say that. So the procedure, how was it? The procedure for me was about 30 minutes long, if that. So I got my surgery through LASIK Plus, and I know they have different locations. I got mine done in Paramus, New Jersey. So what they did first is that I had to have a pre-op appointment, and they're basically checking everything with my eye. They're taking my history, they're checking my vision, they're checking my cornea thickness, because that is important in determining whether you're gonna get LASIK or PRK. Yeah, they was doing everything with my eyes. After a while, I was just like, oh, I don't know if I see a light or not. Y'all been shining lights in my eye all day, but it was definitely worth it. They just wanted to make sure everything was cool with my eyes. So, they did that, and they realized that I was a good candidate to get LASIK. So we set up an appointment, and I was ready to go. So the actual day of the procedure, I came in, I had to sign a lot of documents, and then they gave me some Tylenol, 300 milligrams. That's about it of the amount of painkillers you are going to get. Then also, I think they probably did dilate my eyes. They also put something else in my eyes. So basically how the room was set up is that there was a waiting room, and it's so many people who's in there just waiting to get their surgery. So it's kind of just like one at a time. We would get up and go into the room, and I went into the small room first with just the doctor, and it was my mom there too, and they were just like, looking over my eyes to make sure everything was cool again. And then they would take me back into the actual room, and in that room my mom couldn't go in. It was just me, but it was cool because they were able to see the room from the outside, because they kept a clear wall. I don't know, like it was clear, so they were able to see into the room. So they're able to see everything they were doing to me. So it was set up where they had 3 different tables. Laying down tables. And the first thing they did was, creating the flap in my eye. So then I would get up. I think I went to a different table, and that's where they had the actual laser. Then they shone the laser. It was so quick. They shone the laser in my eye for a couple minutes. They did warn me that at one moment that my vision would go black, and it did. And I was just like, oh my God, is it gonna come back? It came back immediately. So I think that was probably the scariest moment of the procedure, because when you're looking at the laser, it really just looks like a green dot that you're staring at. And so then after I was finished with that table, they brought me back to the first table. So there were 2 tables, my bad. There were 2 tables. So they brought me back to the first table. They put the flap back over. They put some sealing something cream over my eye. I blinked, a couple times, and my vision was 2020 right there and then. Like, I was just like, oh my God, I could see. Like, you so clear. Hi, doctor. I felt like I was seeing him for the first time. I actually felt like my vision was better than with my glasses, so I was automatically excited. Granted, it did feel a little weird because the procedure was just done, but again, the Tylenol that they gave me, it really did help with just any pain that I guess that I may have felt. I also held like one of those squeeze balls during the procedure anytime I got nervous. So yeah, it was pretty. The instructions that they gave me before I left was that when I got home, go to sleep. They advise that because you don't want to be up because it's not really giving your eye the amount of time that it needs to heal, and it's gonna hurt more. So listen, I listened to my doctor. The moment I got home, I went to sleep. And then I woke up, I think about like 4 hours later. It's like evening time, and I opened my eyes and it was like super dry. And that's when I started feeling like, you know, a little bit of pain. It was just dry for the moment. And for the first week, they did give us eye drops that we had to put in. So they gave me blink refreshing eye drops, which I put in, and they also gave me an ointment, which was an antibacterial to prevent any infection from happening. So I would do that. The first day I kept putting the ointment in, and I think I put the refreshing drops in about like every 4 hours. And then the next day, it was kind of just like, I was good. I think the recovery was about 1 day. To be honest, the next day I went to go get my hair done. I was like, okay, it's not too bad. They did give us sunglasses that we had to wear out in the sun. And it was like the cool dad sunglasses, so they were not cute. They gave us goggles to wear in the shower, and they also gave us like glasses to put on when you're about to go to sleep, but you had to tape it on. So it was only lenses that you put on before you went to sleep, and you would tape it on. And I wore all those goggles and glasses for about 1 week, and after that I was good to go. Like, to be honest, the next day after the procedure, I wasn't in as much pain. I just felt good. My sister, on the other hand, whoosh, yeah, she was in bed for a while. So because they destroyed the top layer of the cornea and they put a hard lens in right after, the recovery is a lot more painful. So while she was in bed, like, she'll always complain that her eyes hurt, or like she couldn't, like, I think for the first 4 days her eyes hurt. We had to keep putting drops in, ointment, making sure she's okay. But I remember she just kept, you know, she was in a lot of pain. She was taking painkillers. And then I think on the 5th day she went back to the office and they took the hard lens out. And once they took the hard lens out, she felt so much better. Like, she felt like, I think she kind of felt how I felt after the surgery, in terms that her eyes weren't 100% like feeling better, but she could see better. It wasn't as much pain, and she was like, okay, so it was worth it. Because I do, after the surgery, her vision wasn't all the way there. And again, that's because the cornea did have to take time to be repaired. So that was the recovery in the procedure process. So that's all that. So the price, I know a lot of people want to know about that. My procedure was, I think, about $3,300. So it was pretty pricey. The way I look at it is that the amount of money I spent on glasses and contacts since I was in 2nd grade was probably the same, or if not more. So I think it was a good investment. My sister's, because she did get PRK, I believe it was a little bit more expensive. So I think it was about $4,000. Depending on where you go get LASIK eye surgery, the range usually goes from $2,000, I believe, to about $4,000, $4,500. just because it really depends on how your vision is, if you have astigmatism, if you're near farsighted, like all those things come into play. Let's talk about now. How is my vision now? So I still don't wear my, I still don't have to wear glasses most of the time, but I will say what is annoying is I got these. Yeah, you can see better here. I got reading glasses. I use these more driving at night. Sometimes, like, it's annoying because if I'm sitting in the back in a class and I'm like, I gotta take out my reading glasses. So my vision is still pretty good, to be honest. I can drive in the daytime without them. I feel fine. Go to, even when I'm in the classroom, if I'm not too far back or if the print is large enough, I can see it and it's fine. It only becomes a big problem at night. To be honest, I am planning on going back to LASIK Plus and asking them, like, is there any type of surgery we can have? Because I don't like glasses. I like when you do sign up for LASIK eye surgery, they do tell you that there's a risk that you will need reading glasses, but they said like about in 10-15 years. Mine was, I got my procedure in 2018 in July. I needed it like it's 2019, the end of 2019. But I will give this as a little red warning, because I'm a med student. I'm always in front of computers, always studying, and even when I was in front of computers, it's not as if I had like safety Blu-ray protective eyeglasses on. I was just in front of computers, so I think that could have interfered with the rate that my vision kind of regressed, because it's naturally gonna regress, but I think it regressed a little faster than expected. So I do want to see if there's a way that, you know, they can, just sharpen it up a little bit, just make it a little bit more sharp. But if not, I'll be fine with my results. So yeah. What is my major takeaway with laser eye surgery? I think it's worth it. I think my sister would agree as well. She loves like not having to wear glasses. It's just so much more convenient, especially if you're in a place where you needed glasses all the time. It wasn't as if your glasses before was for reading, but even if your glasses were only for reading, it may be worth talking to a doctor and seeing like would the surgery really help. So I'm all for it. Again, I didn't really deal with too many bad side effects. My sister, I think the worst was starburst as well and halo, but it wasn't too bad. So I'm here for it. Go get your 20/20 vision and hit up LASIK Plus for, eye surgery. I feel like LASIK eye surgery. I feel like LASIK Plus did a good job in terms of making me and my sister feel comfortable and safe throughout the whole procedure. So I will definitely go back. And then the good thing is that you have a lifetime warranty, so I'm going right back to them like, hey y'all, can y'all do something for my eyes? All right, so that was a whole long video about LASIK eye surgery and seeing 20/20 for 2020. So if you guys are interested and if you feel like I didn't answer some of the questions you had, definitely drop a comment below or even send me an email, because I do check emails periodically and I'll email you back with any information I have. So I'll talk to you soon. Love, peace, and happiness.